Hi, this is Gareth Hines, and I'm here to show you a little sneak peek of drawing the party scene for Romeo and Juliet. This is a big two-page spread that introduces the party where Romeo and Juliet are going to meet, and it's kind of the money shot. It's got a lot of detail, tons of characters. I actually posted earlier a progress drawing just showing the barrel-vaulted ceiling, which you saw in that first shot. And now I'm doing actually the even harder part, which is filling in all the characters. So this is drawing at actual speed, and then I'm about to speed this up to about 10 times real speed so that we can get through a lot of this. I'm going to show you the whole drawing. As you can probably see, that there's like a blue line sketch underneath the black line work, and that was my rough thumbnail sketch. And there's really very little detail in that sketch for the characters, so I'm making these up as I go along, which means it's not quite as fast as it might be if I had worked out some of that detail ahead of time. So I'm inking this digitally, and the program that I'm using is Manga Studio, which of course is designed for drawing Japanese comics, but it works for any kind of comics. There are some very nice inking tools in this program. And I have a lot of control over layers. I'm drawing these characters on different layers so that they can overlap, and then I can go back and erase parts or move them around. Sometimes you'll see me grabbing a whole character and scaling them. I can do that because I'm drawing on a vector layer in Manga Studio, so all these lines are actually vector lines, which means that I can go back and adjust them like you can. I don't know if you can see enough detail here to quite see what I'm doing, but these costumes, they are roughly historical. They're like 17th century Italian, but with a little bit of a modern twist. I have the younger characters kind of cutting their dresses a bit short and wearing their jackets open, and sometimes not wearing any shirt under their jacket and that sort of thing. And that's to kind of create this sense of a generation gap, and also to give the characters a little more, relatability to modern young people. I've also made this a multi-racial cast, so the Montagues are all black, and the Capulets are Indian, and other incidental characters, some of them are Asian or Hispanic, etc. And again, that's just to give it a little bit more of a modern twist, and just relieve some of the whiteness. And as we get way back into the background here, the characters get a little less detailed and a little smaller. This is what it looks like without the blue sketch underneath. And I'm just checking for large gaps that really need to be filled in. And then I decided to go back and redraw these stairs because I didn't quite like the scale that they were at relative to the characters. And this is showing, I created a new layer for a new sketch of the stairs, and I created what's called a perspective ruler in Manga Studio, which is a really handy tool. You set up a vanishing point, and then you can lock all of your lines to that ruler so they all go towards that vanishing point. So I'm just sketching in the stairs, and then I'll start inking right over that. I'll just zoom in, and you can see me adjusting some of those lines right after I draw them. I don't want my lines to all be perfectly ruled straight, but then if they come out too wobbly, I'll go back in and clean them up a little bit with some of the vector adjusting tools that they have in Manga Studio. And then on another layer, I'm drawing in this foreground banister, and you can see I'm using a much heavier line weight, showing that that's closer to the viewer, and adding a little bit more detail to it. And then the last thing I have to do is draw the Capulets, Lady Capulet and Lord Capulet, up here at the top of the stairs. Zoom in on that, and then adjust their proportions a little bit. If I draw their heads a little small, I can scale them up. I can also scale the whole character up a little bit. It looks like they're a little bit small for the background. And then, when I scale things, it creates a few problems with the interface with the background, so I'm just going to clean that up a little bit, adjust those lines, redraw a few of them if I need to. And then let me just zoom out and show you the whole thing, the whole scene here. And that's what it looks like. So again, that's Romeo and Juliet, coming out in 2013 from Candlewick Press. I'm Gareth Hines. Thanks for watching.